Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, David Cameron is in the Icelandic capital Reykjavik tonight. He's attending a meeting of the Northern Future Forum. That's a gathering of Northern European leaders. But his mind will be back at home on the coming EU referendum. He's using the meeting to warn Eurosceptics that any kind of EU associate status, like that of Norway, could lead to the worst of all worlds for Britain.
No one on our side of this debate is suggesting that we should be like Norway. No one on our side of this debate is suggesting that we should be like Norway.
Well, I don't know. I'm not aware of anybody that's actually arguing for the Norwegian option. But I don't know. I'm not aware of anybody that's actually arguing for the Norwegian option. But
Hello, I'm Norman Tebbit. I want to tell you very briefly about the introduction you're going to see to a most extraordinarily interesting film, The Norway Option, which shows how Norway has conducted a successful relationship outside the European Union, but close to it.
The film compares Britain with Norway, a country which twice voted against membership nearly 20 years ago. The people of Norway decided not to join the European Union. I'm going to talk to some people and find out how they've got on. Watch The Norway Option and you can see that Britain really does have a better future.
I mean, after all, Norway sells 75% of our overseas goods to countries that are members of the European Union without being a full member of it.
Funny you should mention Norway. I was just about to cite the Norwegian example of a good reason for staying in. The Norwegians all say, if you go to Norway, that they get all the disadvantages and none of the advantages.
It's one of the clever arguments that gets put out.
Well, no, this is what Norwegians say themselves.
Well, that's what some Norwegians say. Yes, the Norwegians, buying and selling from a single market, have to comply with legislation over which they haven't had a say. But, you know, the Norwegians have no ties in terms of foreign policy with the European Union. They have no ties in terms of their fishing industry, where they have a 200-mile limit. They are opted out and exempted from all the things that really make the British mad.
Countries such as Norway and Switzerland have thrived outside of the European Union, but still have strong trading links with the EU member countries. Should the UK follow suit?
Should we follow the example of Norway and Switzerland, have strong trading links and thrive outside the European Union? OK, well, we'll bring in Nigel Farage on that, and then I'll come to some other speakers. Nigel Farage.
Well, I have to say that everybody from David Cameron to half this panel say, wouldn't it be terrible if we were like Norway and Switzerland, really? They're rich, they're happy, they're self-governing.
We're told Britain's not big enough. She couldn't possibly survive on her own and make her own trade deals. And people say, well, actually, Norway, Iceland and Switzerland do pretty well. Oh, yeah, but they're ghastly little countries. I mean, this disparagement of these countries is extraordinary. Look, Norway, let's just sort of get a couple of things here right, shall we? You know, the Prime Minister saying how ghastly Norway is. They're rich. They top the world's happiness index. They're allowed to catch their own fish. And they've made their own trade relationship with Europe, which suits them.
But they have to pay he would say they'd have to pay the cash and have none of the decision-making power.
Well, that is straightforward untrue, because actually they don't pay their money to Brussels, they pay their money directly to some of the poorer emerging southern and eastern European countries. And do you know why they do it? They choose to do it, and perhaps because they're a lot richer than us, they're able to do it. So that's not true. We're told Norway doesn't have a seat at the top table. Oh, yes, it does. Norway sits at the World Trade Organization. We don't. Britain doesn't. We're represented by somebody who's there from the European Union. We're told that Norway has to accept all the rules. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, no, they don't. When the Postal Services Directive came out, you know, the one that effectively closed hundreds of post offices all over Britain, the Norwegians said, no, we're vetoing it. So the Norwegians retain the right of veto.
No one on our side of this debate is suggesting that we should be like Norway. No one on our side of this debate is suggesting that we should be like Norway.
But I don't know. I'm not aware of anybody that's actually arguing for the Norwegian option. But I don't know. I'm not aware of anybody that's actually arguing for the Norwegian option. But
oh no, they don't. Oh no, they don't.